been in my family since the late 90s. It's a 1931 Ford Model A, four-door sedan. It's got a 32 grill, which kind of throws a couple people off sometimes. But it's a 1931, which was the, if you know your Ford history, was the last year of the Model A. It's got a 302 V8 with a C4 automatic transmission. It's got a fully, for the 90s, updated interior with some late model Camaro seats out of like a IROC or Z28 from back then. It's got a wood dash. It's got the full running boards. Which kind of throws a couple people off about this car is the paint. It's got a house of color candy root beer paint, and really until you get it in the sun, you can't really see how deep and metallic and the different colors that the actual sun can bring out of the paint. It's actually got this root beer brown kind of look to it, which is definitely nice. It was pinstriped by a guy named Herb Martinez up in Northern California, which in Northern California is a famous pinstriper. Not as famous as like a Von Dutch or anybody like that, but in Northern California he's pretty well known. It's a very unique car because of the four doors, and what's even cooler is the fact that the back doors are suicide. So that is definitely a nice touch. Back in the 30s, this was a Ford family car. Definitely different now than your basic Fusion, but pretty much that's what it was for back then. It's got a dropped solid front axle. It's got coilovers in the rear with a Ford 9-inch American Torque Dust rims, and it's not the fastest car, it's not the most powerful car, but where you get the true enjoyment in this car is just cruising around town, and the reactions that people get from it, because it just does not look like anything else out there that's driving around. Even on the way over here to this lot, the reaction from a couple people is just what makes driving this car around. And you don't even have to be going fast. Just the seating position and looking out the front and driving down the street and seeing how people react to it is pretty much where the enjoyment in a car like this comes from. So as you guys can kind of see, maybe get a little idea of what that's like, we're gonna go for a little drive, because it sucks sitting here talking about it, and it's way cooler to drive it. So, yeah. For the best part of any car video is the driving part of it. And this thing definitely doesn't drive like anything else you're going to drive that you would even go to a dealership and buy. Because of its, dimensions and suspension setup and its uniqueness. When you're driving this car around town and just cruising around, there's really nothing else around you that's like it. You're usually always the only one there at a car show with one. There might be another one. More than likely there won't be. It doesn't look like anything else on the road today. The other benefit is you get to use the engine noise to drown out people's loud music like that, which works out pretty good. In a car like this, you don't even need a radio. You just listen to that engine.